Alright, bear with me here because we're about to dive into one of the most absurd ideas in Cold War history. Picture this, it's the 1960s, the CIA, the Cold War, and a plan so outlandish that it could only have come from people who'd probably been dosing on the leftover LSD from MK Ultra, allegedly. The CIA, always hunting for the next big thing, decided, and you're gonna have to hear me out on this one, that they could train cats to be spies. Yes, cats. You know those adorable furry creatures that barely tolerate humans? Apparently, someone at the CIA woke up one morning and thought, you know what, we should totally turn cats into top secret agents. Obviously, everyone immediately realised that this was a terrible idea, and that's the end of the story. Just kidding, these geniuses figured, hey, cats are sneaky, they're good at hiding, they already act like they're plotting something nefarious, right? We should make them spies. And so Operation Acoustic Kitty was born, and trust me, it's every bit as ridiculous as it sounds. When it came to stealth, the CIA wasn't about to settle for anything less than the best. And who is more stealthy than a cat? They are independent, elusive, and they already spend most of their time lurking in the shadows, plotting world domination or their next meal. Perfect for spying, right? So, the plan was deceptively simple. Surgically implant a miniature microphone and transmitter inside a cat, thread a fine antenna along its tail, and then somehow convince this newly enhanced feline agent to casually wander into top secret locations and eavesdrop on enemy conversations. The idea was that these four-legged spies would slip past security undetected, park themselves near high-ranking officials, and relay classified intel straight back to the CIA. Foolproof, genius, absolutely nothing could go wrong. Except, well, have you met a cat? The agency, in all its brilliance, seemed to have overlooked a few minor details, like the fact that cats don't take orders, or follow instructions, or go where you want them to. And so, in a turn of events that everyone except the CIA apparently could have predicted, things did not go as planned. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly does one turn a cat into a secret agent? Well, the CIA's plan was as audacious as it was absurd. They aimed to use cats to eavesdrop on Soviet officials while implanting listening devices into the felines. The goal was for the cat to casually wander near the targets, transmitting that sweet, sweet intel back to the CIA. Sounds clawsome, right? Well, it was until the mission went belly up, literally. The first test cat was released near a park outside the Soviet embassy in Washington, D.C., tasked with spying on two men. Tragically, it was almost immediately struck by a taxi and killed. Talk about a catastrophe of epic proportions. As for details like the cat's name or the identities of its intended targets, those remain classified or simply lost to time, because apparently even when they fail, the CIA does know how to keep a secret. So, after that, the CIA immediately realised how absurd this whole thing was and never tried anything insane like this ever again. Except obviously they did. They were apparently determined to make this work for some reason. Anyway, so they went back to the drawing board, determined to refine their perspective on espionage, and they thought, okay, let's just train these cats, because historically, getting cats to do as they're told has always been so easy and so successful. In my experience, cats are generally more interested in knocking over your favourite mug or napping in the sun than they are on spying on the Soviets, but I'm not in the CIA, so what would I know? After sinking millions of dollars into this perplexing endeavour, the CIA had to face a shocking revelation that no one saw coming. Apparently, cats are just not spy material. They couldn't be trained reliably. Shocker. So in 1967, Operation Acoustic Kitty was officially scratched from the records. The dream died. But the legacy lives on. Operation Acoustic Kitty became a symbol of how far the CIA was willing to go for unconventional methods. So, is there a lesson here? Well, beside the fact that cats were clearly meant to be our furry companions and not secret agents, Operation Acoustic Kitty serves up a deeper truth. That the line between genius and madness is as thin as a cat's whisker. It's a tale that makes you laugh, cringe, and maybe even question the reality that we live in, because at the end of the day, the next time your cat looks at you with that all-knowing stare, you could be in the presence of the purr-fect spy. They are listening, and they know.